What's up, Lyle?
Hey, everything and nothing.
What's that say on that screen right there, buddy?
It says member for 31 months. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. What's the message attached to it?
I don't have my glasses on. I can't read
Oh,
it.
I'll read it to you then, bud. It says, with 31 months, you can buy an iPhone now, Lyle. We're going to go into that here
We're not
very.
going to find no
We're
iPhone.
going to
Hey,
get into that here very shortly, folks. We got some
the
big.
big tourist is in chat tonight. Can you believe I haven't seen him in a long time?
Hey, what's going on, Irvin? How you doing? We got some announcements to make. That's going to have to do with one of them. We got a couple of them to make.
An announcement, my man.
It is. Once my brothers hear about it, it's going to be all over. It's going to be all over. Do they know about what we're going to talk about when it comes to that?
Oh,
well, they're going to know tonight for sure.
They are, yeah.
Look, there's my buddy Greg. What's going on, Greg? How you doing, bud? Welcome to Panfish Nation, which very well might be the very last Panfish Nation, but we're going to get into that a little later. And it's not what you think, folks. Don't stress.
Yeah, don't read something into it that it's not.
Yeah, don't read into it too much. But I figure I'd make that announcement. Lyle, you know what I read on Facebook today?
I'm having some problem with your microphone, Mark.
How about now? Can you hear me?
That's a lot better.
All right, moved it a little closer. Maybe I'll just speak up. How about you guys in chat? Can you guys hear me okay? Please let me know. I read on Facebook today that it might snow here this weekend.
Well, if it's got to be one of us, I'm glad it's you and not me.
It was just 80 degrees 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
You was going fishing this weekend.
I did go fishing this weekend. I absolutely did. I went channel cat fishing with my buddy Tony on Sunday. We had a good time. We caught 2 channel cats like right off the bat, Lyle. I was like, okay, maybe we'll be all right. The water temp was like 48 degrees. The closer it gets to 40, the better the channel cat bite seems to get here. Well, not better, but they stack up.
Right.
Before you're into them. Yeah, we went live at 11 p.m., which is a little late, but I know Stan's on Sundays. I didn't want to step all over him. So I figured I would just go live a little later. And I told my buddy we're going to do some scanning with the electronics, which we did. And the only place we saw any fish is the only place we caught any fish. High pressure zone. I don't know what it was. We were using some old shrimp I had in the fridge that I bought on the discount table over at Walmart. You know how when it's expired, they'll sell, or close to being expired, you get a deal on it. That's I'll use those for channel cat. And he brought along a deer heart, so we tried that too. And deer heart's what we caught him on. So
that's cool. That's cool.
Channel cats aren't too particular. You just got to find out what they want in particular for that very day. So we were going to try and get some shad together too, but and we found them on side imaging. We found a whole couple of big clouds of them. They're starting to get into them weeds, or the weeds are dying off, so they're starting to be able to be found a little easier now. But my buddy was supposed to bring us cast net. He didn't. I'll have to forgive him though, because he's doing me a solid in the next week or two. So I'm looking forward to going hunting with him. He's gonna let me use his crossbow and stuff, and
that's pretty cool.
I'll have to forgive him. I'm really looking forward to it. What do you say I say hello to everybody in chat?
Let's do that.
Let me get the list up here. All right. We got Cindy Stokes in the house. Hi, Cindy. I saw Cindy went and did a little pan fishing on Facebook. I was happy to see that. Crappie Day Darren in the house. There's Irvin, the paid tourist. Greg Burgess. How you doing, Greg? I wonder what the weather's like down there. I'm sure he'll tell us. Joe Buck, 66 channel supporter. Thank you so much. If you guys want to support the channel, you can always click on the link down below. Lyle will appreciate it. It'll go towards a brand new iPhone this time. Yeah. There's Lisa. What's going on, Lisa? How you doing? Lisa Swan, Catfish Lady, Swain, Parker Pursuits. What's up, Jerry? How you doing? There's my buddy Troy over at Real and Virtual Outdoors. I can't talk today. Schmieder of the Cedars in the house. How you doing? There's Randy, old gray hair. Swain came in. What's going on, Randy? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Every week we got some news about the show coming up later on in the show, but until then, we're just going to talk like we usually talk, which is sometimes a whole lot of nothing. So
sometimes, yeah.
You catch any bass this week, Lyle?
Not this week. Not yet.
You need to do a catch and cook with some bass.
I'm not a big fan of eating them, although they're not terrible. They beat the shit out of drum. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, that doesn't take much. You can eat a sole of a shoe and taste better than a drum.
Yeah, cook the foot or something. Yeah. It doesn't take much to beat a drum. They're pretty disgusting, but you gotta. Whenever fish won't eat another fish, they can't be very good, and you can't use drum for bait. I mean, nothing bites it. They're nasty. But there is people that eat them, so it is what it is.
Well, you know, Jerry Parker really loves drum, but he'll put anything in his mouth.
I've heard that. I can't confirm, but I have heard that.
I've heard stories. He's cussing me out at home now, right now.
He'll be coming back with something.
If anybody's a good sport, it's Jerry. Everybody gives him a hard time, but that's because he's a hell of an angler and people are just jealous. I'm not hating on him. I'm just kidding around with him.
Truth to that, probably.
You know how often I get texts from that man at like 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, like a big old blue cat freaking sent to me. I don't know if he's trying to hurt my feelings or include me in his excitement. I don't know. Either one of those is kind of bad. When
I really do.
Well, when Jerry involves you in his excitement, that might not be a good thing.
Depends.
Here we go. Jerry says, you make black and drum the right way. It's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. His version of pretty good and mine might not be exactly the same.
I'm thinking he smokes it. He puts it on one of them cedar boards. He smokes it, throws away the drum, and eats the cedar plank.
That's probably what he does. Yeah, and thinks it's great.
Spoon some tartar sauce on that plank, and
I don't think there's that much tartar sauce, man.
I do like tartar sauce. You know, Lyle, I make a coleslaw. I know you like potato salad. What are your feelings on coleslaw?
I like that too.
I make a tartar sauce coleslaw that goes fantastic with fish. Maybe I'll make some of that for our next cooking show. I think we should do one of those sometime over the winter. What do you think?
I think you're right about that. If it turns out as good as the last one, I'll be hungry for a week.
Heck yeah, good stuff. I also make a tartar sauce with some kimchi powder mixed in. I got that recipe off of like that Fowler character. That guy's kind of a clown, but he has some interesting stuff on there. So look at this. Look, Jerry says coleslaw is some nasty stuff.
That ought to tell you something about Jerry Parker. You know,
it sure does.
Not slamming. He'll eat a drum, but he won't eat coleslaw. There's a problem with that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And here's Randy reminding everybody, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. We'd appreciate
Absolutely.
it. So,
and if you have any comments, leave them in the description below because we answer them all or try to, and YouTube's algorithm picks up on all that, and it helps us out a little bit. If you have any comments to make, if you don't, that's quite all right. But if you do, then just leave them in there, especially if it's questions. Love to answer them questions.
Lisa says Parker is a pain in the ass, but I did brag about him in a TikTok live I was in today. Said he was a badass bank angler, but don't tell him I said that.
You kind of did.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You know, when I hear the word Jerry Parker, the word ass comes to mind quite a bit too, Lyle.
There's a reason for that, though, Mark.
Oh, I know, because he touched mine like every time I've seen him in real life. I ain't even gonna joke about it. Gonna have to report him to the police.
Oh my god!
Next time he does that. Mm. Yeah. Greg says, hey guys and gals, I am a little slow tonight. Sore. Was glad to get out of the hospital today. Doctor said I did great. I hope everything went good. Greg, you'll have to
great news.
Shoot me an email at Mark at Catfish and Crop me and fill me in, buddy. I'm kind of like to know what's going on. I apologize for not keeping up with everybody. So it's great to hear, though.
It is, but we're glad you're doing good, Greg. You're a loyal follower of ours, and we appreciate it so very much.
See him in a lot of lives. I'm glad we can help his day go by a little better. Looking forward to him getting healthy again and getting back out on that water down in Louisiana, because I'd like to fish down there someday. And it could happen. You never know, Lyle.
You never know.
Bugman's joined us. He says that Jerry Parker comment was too much information. It's just the truth. I don't know what to say.
It is true. There's Rowdy Rolls joining us.
What's up, Rowdy? How you doing? So what kind of weather are you having now, Lyle? I know I already announced we're having snow this weekend.
73 today.
What?
Yeah, man. This is God's country.
Oh, no. Well,
Missouri, the whole state of Missouri is like that, though.
I'm not going to make a comment because I can't defend the state I live in. Be easier for me to defend the McHenry County where I live rather than the whole state of Illinois. I'm not going to lie. So.
Oh, man.
It could be worse, though, Lyle. I could live in New York City. That's all I'm going to say. That's as far as we're going to touch.
Wow.
Or the state of Virginia.
It's been really windy. But the temperature's been good. You know, it's cool in the mornings. You know, you got to wear a jacket or something. But the fishing's been kind of slow, but it's not non-existent. It's just you got to work for them now. Where they before here a month ago, you didn't have to work for them. You throw something out there and they bite it. Now you got to work a little bit to get them. But you know, you wear a jacket out, and in an hour or so, you're taking it off. And I wear a flannel shirt or a sweatshirt or something in a lot of really cold weather because I don't get as cold as a lot of people do. But with that being said, I get colder now than I used to. So, but light gloves, it's just very comfortable fishing right now.
You know, this Sunday it was sunny out. It stayed right around 50 degrees, but with that sun, it wasn't too bad. Like today we had 53 degrees. It's 48 degrees now. It's pretty chilly. It's supposed to get down to 32 overnight. So that water should start cooling down a little bit, which is a good thing. I know I've been checking on Mendota. The lakes, apparently, for all the reports that I've been reading, has turned over. They're starting to find some panfish, some of those big bluegill in like 14 feet of water right on the weed edges. So I may try to take a trip up there. It's been awfully hard, you know. Oh, and everybody has kept my dog in their thoughts. I'd appreciate it because I think she's starting to make a turn for the better. So her eyes starting to look good. We'll find out what happens at the vet tomorrow if she needs surgery or not, which I hope she doesn't, because that ain't cheap. So
no, it's not. Jerry says, Lyle, you better get your fishing in this week. It's going to be in the 20s next week. You know what? If it ain't got ice on it, I'm fishing. So
I agree. We'll get into that ice fishing too. Bugman says I'm fishing with Greg in about 2 months.
Cool.
Oh no, he's fishing with Jerry Parker in 2 months. He doesn't want to know. I would cover up, definitely.
Approach with caution.
Yeah, approach with caution.
Oh, Jerry's a fun guy to be around, though. He really is.
Heather Stokes has joined us. So has John Boy's Catfishing. How are you guys doing? Greg says we're in the 80s today.
Wow. We didn't make 80s, but I'll take the 70s. I promise you I'll take them. This time of the year, heck yeah.
I like 60-degree days and 50-degree nights. That works for me.
I would, if it just stayed a little warmer in the mornings, that would help a great deal.
It makes you feel better, I know.
Yeah.
Again, it could be worse. I could live in New York. Yeah, I did go there. Lisa says, we all know how Lyle will ice fish.
You're right, Lisa. I'll ice fish with the best of them while they're on the ice and I'm watching them on YouTube. You are correct about that. Hey, Heather, how you doing, kiddo?
All right, now back to let's talk about ice fishing here for a minute. Actually, you know, yeah, let's talk about ice fishing here. Let's not jump the gun here. I got rid of I had a storage place, and that happened to be one of the places I kept all my ice fishing gear at, Lyle. And I finally got around to cleaning it out today. That's what I've been doing most of the day today. And of course, I had to bring my ice fishing gear home, and that got me to thinking, since I got my knees taken care of and they're feeling better, maybe I should do a little ice fishing. And then it came to, I remembered that I got rid of my ice fishing electronics. I sold them off when I kind of took a break from ice fishing. But good news is I may be able to buy like what's called a shuttle, and a live scope shuttle for my live scope, so I can take the live scope out on the ice with me. So I'm looking forward to using that for ice fishing. We'll see if Santa's good to me. Hint, hint, Santa, Lyle.
And I have a recommendation for you. Get out your credit card, and after the show, we'll go shopping.
Oh, speaking of credit cards, Lyle, didn't you have? Don't you have one of those? Don't you have one of those phone wallets that holds all your credit cards and your driver's license and everything?
No, I don't have.
And your phone. Well, hold on. Okay, let me ask that again. Didn't you have one of those wallet things that held your phone and your credit cards and your driver's license in it and all your important documents? You didn't. Where do you happen to know where that is right now?
I do.
Oh, and where would that be?
It would be in the bottom of the lake.
Oh my goodness. Please let Josh or Chad be listening to this, or Doctor be listening to this.
I rode them guys like a horse when they all lost their phone in the water. I unmercifully rode them, so I got it coming. Heather called. Whoa, that was a nice save on a microphone. Heather called me while I was fishing, and I just figured something out because the fishing had been really, really slow, and I changed what I was doing and started catching some fish, and not every cast, but one every 3 or 4 minutes, and that intrigued me. And she called, I answered the phone, and we was visiting, and there's a 2-inch square tubing rail all around this dock. And I set my phone up there. The wind was blowing. I never thought anything about it. It's sitting there. And her and I was talking. I got a bite, and she was talking. I was listening to her, and a big old gust of wind come along, and it just lifted that phone up and right in the water it went. Phone, credit cards, driver's license, social security card. I don't know what else is in there. Receipts of some sort. I don't remember what they's for. All kinds of crap. I do, Troy. I do. I do. And I got to take it from them other guys. That's all. I'm
Trust me, Troy. Troy says, Lyle, you don't have to take that. Yes, actually, he does, and he knows it.
I do. It really broke my heart because I spent the rest of the day. I spent 2 hours trying to jig it out. And I finally just give up because I knew I wasn't going to get it out. And I can't imagine what Heather thought. And I wonder if it made bubbly noises when it went out. But I tried to snag it with jigs and hooks and different things. And I know exactly where it's at. It's just right off the edge of the dock. And I thought, hell, I can surely get that because I wanted to get my driver's license stuff. That's a pain in the ass. So anyhow, after 2 hours, I just give up and spent the rest of the day running around, and of course I couldn't find my birth certificate, so I had to go to the health department and have them print me up one. That was $15. And I go to the driver's license office for the second time because they won't give you a driver's license. It's got proof of who you are. I said, damn, lady, it's all on the bottom of the lake. I don't have any proof of who I are. And so I go to get the birth certificate printed up. It was easier to do that than it was to try to find mine. And I get over to the license office, and a replacement driver's license, which they have to mail to you now, they don't just make them like they used to, costs more than the driver's license. It was $25.50 for a replacement driver's license. I just like to die. I'm not kidding you. That's just ridiculous. Cost more for that than it did to get my driver's license.
I was going to say something very funny and inappropriate, but maybe I won't.
Next week.
I was going to say, if you can't prove your citizenship, bye-bye, Lyle.
Yeah, no. I don't want to
This week, I'll be on here alone next week hosting the show. Where's Lyle? I think he's in like Zimbabwe or wherever they're sending illegal immigrants to. Look at this. Irvin the Pay Tourist says, sounds like I need to go diving. There you go. Well, anybody wants to?
I don't know how deep it is there. I'm going to say it's 4 or 5 feet right there where that fell in. But I don't know.
I'll tell you a story. I was fishing like this time of year. I was looking for bait, going to do a late fall catfish run. And there's this little pond over here, and the water's like 6 feet deep right off the end of a dock, right? And I got 2 poles out there, one set up for bullheads and one I'm just catching bluegill on. And I kicked that bullhead rod, which happened to have a Shimano Stradic on it, Lyle, off the dock into the water. And mind you, it was like 44 degrees out. Guess who got into their skivvies because nobody was around and went diving for that thing this time of year? I did not let that thing go.
This dock that I'm fishing off of, I looked just across to my right, and there is the conservation office. If it wasn't for that, I might have tried that today because I really wanted a driver's license back. But there's 2 or 3 women who work in there, and they have free camping at this place. So you can take a tent or a camper. There's no electricity, and it doesn't have anything but bathroom. There's no shower or anything. But you can go in there and camp for free. And it's deer season and duck season, early deer season and duck season. And the place has been packed for a week. You know, you just can't do that with that many people around. But if I'd have had some little kid, I'd have shoved his ass in
there, though. Hey, we had some people come in here, Lyle. Let me say hello to them. I see Benoit Fishing Outdoors. Hello, ladies. Thanks for joining us. There's Wabash Nate. How you doing, Nate? My buddy Ryan over at Setting Hooks and Crossing Eyes. I saw Sampy come back in here. I think I got everybody. I think I might be missing one person in here. Oh, Jeff Beal. What's going on, Jeff? How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming in.
Lance?
Oh, Lance. No, I haven't seen him yet. Lance, but cool guy. What's going on, Lance? How you doing, bud? What is going on? There he is. There's Lance.
I was a little put out with that, dropping that phone in there. It just kind of heartbreaking because I knew the second it happened that I was in trouble because the way I rode them, especially Dockery and Chad, I really rode them hard.
For a long time, too.
Still, I was up until today. I guess I'm back off there a little bit now.
You guys, I've been sending Lyle links. I've been sending Lyle links to iPhones all day, so can't wait for him to buy one. We're gonna get on here. Well, I would get on here and order one for him, but he doesn't have any credit cards anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It may not renew them.
But you know what? You're good for it. I'll buy it for you, and you can pay me back. Plain and simple.
No.
Mm-hmm. I just want to hear him say, "Mark, you were right."
No, that ain't not no iPhone. I don't even know how to turn them on. Don't want to learn. That's the thing about that stuff. You get used to something. You don't want to change. You don't want to learn anything new. I used to. Bill Shaw is a friend of mine that is like 10 or 12 years older than I am, and I learned a lot from Bill in the automotive industry growing up. He got me my first job at a dealership, and you know, we've known each other for years. I learned all my hot rod stuff, or a high percentage of it, from him. And I worked for Bill for a few years, off and on, and he'd come by and get me when I was working somewhere else and say, "Hey, I got a motor that needs to be changed out. I need it done in the morning." He done that one night, and I was laying in the bathtub. He just walked in the bathroom, and he says, "I need a motor put in tonight." He says, "I got the motor and everything laying down there beside the car. Can you go down there and put that motor in for me tonight?" Well, I guess I can. He said, "I'll come down there and help you." Well, I knew when he told me that was a bunch of crap. He was never going to do that. But you know, I'd go down there and pull one out and change everything over and put it back in. And when he'd get there the next morning, it was ready to go. And his tools he'd ever used. They just sit there in the toolbox. And I told him one day, them damn things are going to rust up. You don't ever use them. I said, you ought to get out there and turn a wrench or two once in a while, just to see if you can still do it. He said, that's what you're for.
Sound like my grandfather used to say that all the time.
Yep.
Wabash Nate says, don't do it, Lyle. Android for life.
That's right, Nate. You're 100% correct about that. I just don't want to learn anything different. It's just too easy for me the way it is. And although I say that, and I got a phone that's supposed to be exactly like the one I had, but it's not. You know, it'll take me forever to figure this out, just like it always does. So,
you'll get it figured out. I have faith in you.
Never driver's license ever issued. Yeah, not quite, but sometimes it feels like it, Jerry.
Jerry Parker says it's a shame Lyle lost his driver's license. It was the very first ever license issued. That being said, now, if my wife is watching this, which she does sometimes, it could get me in big trouble. But this Saturday is her birthday, and it's a big birthday. So I want to wish happy birthday to my wife, Sheila. She looks as good as she did the day I met her. So if you're watching this, babe, love you. Thank you for putting up with my malarkey.
Yeah, that's cool. That's real cool.
Bugman says Samsung is good enough for what I do.
That's right. That's right. You know, it's usually not the phone's problem. Like I have trouble going live. A lot of times when I'm out fishing, there's a lot of times that I would like to share them experiences live. You know, like I had that 100+ crappie day one time here this summer, and a lot of 40 and 50 fish days, and I'd like to share some of them. But so many of these places just don't have phone signal. It's not the phone; it's the hosting company or whatever y'all call them. But they don't have towers everywhere, and a lot of them still don't share the towers. Is my understanding is why one company will have signal in one place and the other won't. That's just kind of crazy.
It all depends on the service and who they're buying. Most of it's all rented space. There's somebody in chat here that I know would know more about that than me, but I know a lot of the lines are rented and a lot of the signal is rented. But anyways, so let's get back to.
I guess they can just trade money all they want. Nothing we're going to do.
That's pretty much what they do. So let's get to the topic of the show, Lyle.
Let's do that.
Catch more panfish. You got any tips for the folks in chat and listening on a podcast?
Shallow water and downsize your baits.
This time of year, you would go shallow water?
Right now. Well, with this cold front's been mooning through, I've been struggling to catch fish, but that was what I done today to start catching fish, was downsized and instantly started working.
Well, I happen to know that, crappie, let's say, they're going to go, they're heading towards the basins. As soon as the weed, okay, right now weed lines are dying off. And in those weed lines that are disappearing are where the minnows and bait fish are hiding right now this year. And I did mention that, I think earlier in the show, that with the weeds dying off, I was able to mark a lot of shad on the river this Sunday. Which was neat to see. But once those weeds are gone and they're died off, those fish they're gonna go into basins, especially crappie for the most part. Bluegill will still stay around sunken structure and stuff like that. But as far as crappie go, I'm a firm believer that they're going to be gone, and they're going to be roaming around looking for insects and stuff on the bottom. In the basins, they stay pretty huddled up in those basins, but finding them and staying on them is kind of hard to do, which is, when you're ice fishing, you'll notice that most of all. What's going on, Ernie? How you doing, bud?
Hey,
You'll notice that most of all that they'll come in waves, and they do big circles around a basin, and depending on the size of the basin is how long you got to wait. Now, catching more panfish in general, you said it, downsizing your bait, that's a good way of doing it. You'll get smaller fish, that's for sure. If you're looking for bigger fish, bluegill are one species that I'm a firm believer that bigger baits equal bigger fish, just because a smaller fish can't get them in those little mouths of theirs. And if you're looking for bigger ones, that's the way to go. If you're looking for numbers, you pretty much use the smaller baits. One of my biggest, if I need a lot of bait, let's say, or a lot of bluegill, whether it's for bait or a fish fry, and that's the only time I'm really looking to catch numbers, is moving. Keep moving, because if you're not catching the numbers you want, move over 50 feet, 100 feet, move the boat to a different part of the lake, look for that structure, get on them. Don't waste time, I guess is what I'm saying, because you could waste a whole morning fishing like one spot, maybe two spots, when the fish are there, just not there, if you know what I mean.
Yep. And sometimes they're there and they just don't bite. You have to finesse them or whatever, Well, another thing is Mark, that I've noticed is we talked about this several times. Limited success with Gulp Alive. I know you have great success with it, and you told me about it, sent me some. I bought some since then. I've had a little bit of success recently with those under a bobber over top of brush pile. I don't know if it's the scent, size, or just what, but I've caught a few fish with them doing that, floating it over top the brush pile. I don't know, like I say, I don't know if it's the scent or the size of it, but it's working. And I can try a panfish magnet and it doesn't work. So it tells me the scent has something to do with it. So that what I was going to today and started working with was crappie nibbles, and then things went haywire and I didn't get to continue on with that, but we'll see. The Gulp Alive really surprised me because right off the bat, boom, boom. And then it quit. I don't know if it lost its scent or they moved away from where I was at, or if there's only a couple in there. I don't know. But I have had more success with it in the last few trips out than I've had ever on it. So
Gulp Alive's a great bait, and I catch big fish with it big panfish with it rather than numbers of it. If I want numbers, I'm going I'm using red worms, plain and simple. If I want numbers, red worms are the way to go, at least in my neck of the woods. If I'm looking for fast turnover, I'm in a hurry to get that bait so I can get back out on the river fishing, that's exactly what I'm using. So, but that being said, if I'm out on the river and I'm low on bait, I always got a couple of jars of that Berkley Gulp, and I'll take what I can get with it, definitely. But I always catch fish on it. It's seldom, if there's fish there, there's seldom a time I don't catch fish on it. What's going on, Creo? KNFS, welcome.
Glad we got to get him back on the show with us more. He has some new videos that just come out. I know he's been really busy with school and everything. He has a friend that has joined him in making his videos as of late. She's really cute little gal, and I forgot what he told on that show that her major is in college, but they've been doing some wonderful things. He's taken her out and getting her new best. She's not from around this area, I'll put it that way. So I want everybody to go watch his video, so I'm not going to tell everything, but he's putting her on great fish. She's having a big time. They're doing wonderful videos, so go check him out. And man, if you want to do another show with us, get a hold of me and let's set it up. And Mark and I would love to have you on here, and we'll talk about some marine biology things.
I'm total agreement with that, and he did some great info. I'm still wondering what drum tastes like. Lyle expressing such dislike for him.
They're just nasty. I'm telling you. I don't care what you do. You can't put enough seasoning on to make them taste good.
Creole says it's delicious when cooked properly. Lyle is just in denial. Now, speaking of of Creole. I don't know if Creole ever makes this, but Jeremy, I made coubillon last week, and it was delicious. I used some catfish that I had caught, and I made catfish coubillon, which is catfish in like a tomato sauce with rice, bunch of garlic, the holy trinity.
Yep.
Oh, it was delicious. A lot of Cajun spice.
Whoop, I hit the wrong thing. You don't have to worry about promoting. I'm going to take care of that for you. I enjoy your videos so much, and you have shared so much information about fishing and panfish in general, how to catch them, what to look for. Some of the best videos that I ever watch come from your channel. So you don't have to worry about that. I will take care of it for you, my friend.
If someone could post his link out there so people can check out his channel, that'd be great. If you haven't checked out the channel, you're missing out. You definitely learn a whole bunch.
Well, he just is so knowledgeable, and when these younger guys, and I don't care if it's a marine biologist or if it's a doctor or what it is, when they come out of school, they know so much more than the old people do because they're up to date with the latest and the greatest. And that's with him. He just knows things, you know what I mean? And he's a great fisherman on top of it. So him and his little girlfriend, I don't know if they're girlfriend or not, but I mean, she's a girl and they're friends and they're making some really fun videos. And he's working real hard to get her on some quality fish, and she's been doing really good. So if you get a chance, go check him out. I promise you'll enjoy it. And of course, I'm looking forward to those technical videos that he used to put out. And I know, like I say, I knew he was really busy in college, and we just need to catch up and see where he's at in life right now.
Thank you for posting that link. If you guys would click on that link, it should take you over to his channel. Go give him a sub and keep an eye out for his new videos and go back and watch some old ones after the show tonight.
Absolutely. So you'll enjoy it.
So another thing about catching numbers, Lyle, that I do, you got to get dialed in on them. If let's say you cast one out, you catch one, but the bite's coming slow, don't hesitate moving that bait, keeping that bait totally still, put it underneath a float, cast it straight out until you hit the one that you're going to get multiple fish at, one after another. I'm not talking about, waiting, 10 minutes between fish or whatever. If you're on them and you want to catch a lot of them, those are what you got to do. You got to get them dialed in, plain and simple. If you're not dialed in on what they want, you could try all you want. You might catch a few, but you're not going to catch the numbers that you're looking to catch. So
that's right. I've noticed something too. If one day crappie will take a silver and black plastic body jig, the next day it might be yellow and white. The next day it might not be any plastic. It might be hand ties only. Minnow shaped stuff. They are so persnickety about colors though. And especially where I've been fishing, because the water is never clear. It's always stained. And you have about a foot and a half of visibility at best. And if it rains, you don't have that much. So every day is a challenge to find what they're looking for. I had about 3 days in a row where black and silver was really hot. Earlier this year, it was pink. If you wasn't using something pink, you wasn't catching no fish. And now you'll catch one on one color and they'll quit. You change colors, you catch another two. I had about a week of two-tone green, dark green on the top and light green on the bottom, and I run out of those. And I've got some coming from Leslie, and I'm anxious to get them in because I don't know if they're still working or not because I don't have any. But I've been catching them on right now on some gold-colored stuff that she had sent me, and it's working pretty good, but not that green, boy, and the black and silver for about 3 days. You just couldn't beat them off of it. But we'll see. I should have a new order in by the end of the week, I'm hoping, and we'll take a look and see what we got going on there, because she sends me some of the greatest stuff. And one thing about Leslie's plastics, up until recently, I didn't use hook keepers on my jigs. I just slid the body up on the shank of the hook, and they just stayed. They just stayed. But with the water being so low, you get in them brush piles, and it's starting to uh, work the bodies off. So I've come up with something, and I'm going to share that with everybody, not tonight, but I will put a video out about that and show everybody what I'm doing to keep them on there. But they're tough. They're tough. You catch, if you don't lose them, you'll lose them usually before you tear them up. Even with them fish hitting them really hard, and the fish quality right now, Mark, I've noticed that the fish are bigger with this cool weather. The bigger ones are moving in a little bit to where or to the structure, and you still catch some small ones, but you're catching a lot more bigger ones than we was. So.
Lisa says it's almost Creole time. Now, you had mentioned that the black and silver ones would stop working on you, and I actually have a theory about that, and I'm grateful for white bass, even though I'm not a big fan, but I've learned a lot from them. And especially if I'm fishing directly under my boat, I can see a big school of bait fish on my down imaging, not my live scope, on my down imaging. And as soon as that bait is gone, the white bass are still there, but they'll quit hitting the lure that I have. If the bait has left the area, that color that you've been using, or that silhouette you've been using, they turn off to that right away because they think, why is this here? Maybe, I don't know, I'm not a fish, but that seems to be a case. When that bait leaves, a lot of time the bite will turn off. So it's another reason to move. Stick with the bait. That's another thing. If you know where the bait is, you're going to know where the fish are feeding, and when they're feeding, that's how you're going to get numbers 100%. So
that's right. That's exactly right. But if they're not hitting something, and you make, I don't know how many ever you feel is enough cast at the structure, and you know that the fish are there, trade out a different color, try a different size, do something to change it up, and you'll find something that you'll catch a few on. It just works that way for me anyhow.
Lyle, do you have any fishing superstitions?
I feel like that if you lay your phone up on the rail of the dock, it'll fall in the water.
or if you have your phone pointed at you and you're live streaming, the fish will turn off. That happens to me all the time. Happened to me this weekend for sure. But that could be it. Don't believe in superstitions. Just make things happen by moving, changing baits, realize or try to figure out what's happening. And once you get it figured out, you can be wrong, but whatever you think, if it's working, it's working. So, hey, 351, how you doing?
Glad to see him in tonight. He's got some new videos out. If you get a chance, go check them out. There's Solo Texan Adventures. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Glad to see you in here. Where'd I go?
Right there. I think that's the one you want.
That one. Those fish will change colors. They will bite in a second. If you're changing colors, yeah, every once in a while you hit it like that. I tell you, I put that Gulp live on one day last week. The first time I tried it, I actually forgot that I had it. I went back to the truck to get it because I was struggling that day too. And I throwed that out underneath the bobber about 1.5 feet to 2 foot, right over top of a brush pile, and it no more than hit the water, and it hit it. Mm-hmm. I didn't catch another one. That's the only one I caught on it. But that one took it the minute it hit the water. So I don't know if I just hit it in the head or what.
No, that happens too. If you catch one on like a first cast and you're not real deep, you caught the highest fish in the pile.
Probably.
If you give it a little time, and then if you're not getting any more fish, try a little deeper. I'll move 6 inches at a time deeper in the water and go from there. If I go down 18 to 24 inches and I'm not getting any improved results, then I'm either changing baits or spots 100%. So
you want to know something that's kind of exciting for me, Mark? That bobber fishing with jig bodies underneath the let the wind float them along, and it puts movement in there as they go down through there over top of that brush pile. You just have to watch. If you get too deep, you'll be in that brush pile and you'll deposit some hardware. But when they hit that bobber, it's not like a bluegill going up there pecking on it. They take it, and it's gone. So it's a lot of fun when they're hitting like that. And like I say, these windy days, you cast your line out and start retrieving. You get such a bow in the line because of the wind catching it. Of course, I'm using 4-pound test, but with that bobber, it just floats it along, and you cast it out and let it float it right over top of that brush pile. And if you don't get bit, then you go further out or closer in and try to stay on that structure as much as you can. And man, when they hit that thing, that bobber's just gone. That's all there is to it. It's pretty exciting for me.
Yeah, bluegill definitely will hit a lot harder. I could tell a bluegill bite on a bobber over like a crappie bite or a bass bite. Bluegill bites are a little more abrupt. They'll take that bait down pretty quick and off to the side, where if you've noticed like a crappie bite, like even the big ones, it's just a slow sink. It just starts to disappear under that water.
Yep.
A lot of people are better at it than me, which isn't saying too much, but they'll fish like a cigar type float. And I think that James told me this is how he does it too. Puts them on opposite way with the weight, and they'll tilt when there's a up bite on it too. You got to be real careful with that. I'm no expert on the up bites on crappie, but every now and then I do get lucky. But that's another thing to keep in mind. And I wanted to say something. Troy says bang garlic is my favorite. I think that's what he door dashes from the Chinese restaurant, Lyle.
Okay.
Hey, Lyle, do you think we ought to make that announcement?
I think it's time.
All right, folks. This is officially the last Panfish Nation show because we renamed it to Cranky Old Anglers. There you go. We're not giving up the show for nothing. You guys are stuck with us 100%. But we decided to rebrand the show so it matches more the actual show, because we talk about more things than just panfish. So we're going to do a show with all sorts of species, whatever we're catching during the week. So that's our new logo right there. Keep an eye out for it. Next week, the show will be called that. We look forward to talking about anything and everything outdoors, everything from fishing, obviously, to picking mushrooms. I don't care, to hunting deer or whatever. It's going to be an outdoor centric show. So
we're going to let our hair down a little bit too, be more ourselves. So it'll be fun.
So yeah, thanks for putting up with us for so long, and hopefully you'll keep putting up with us after the rebrand, and we can keep the show, keep improving the show. So let me know what you guys think of the logo. Keep an eye out for it. I am going to ask a couple things of you guys. We're going to set up a Facebook page where we're going to ask you guys to send us pictures of your catches, no matter what the species are, so I can make a new intro video for the show. I'd appreciate the help. So.
Oh, wow. Troy, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Me and Lyle have been kicking that around for a while. So
we kind of kept it under wraps for what, a year?
Troy, I used to like you. He says, is Lyle the angler and Mark is just old?
We've talked about doing this, and we tossed over several different names and different things, and Panfish Nation is very fun, and Mark and I don't make any money off of it really. It's just we enjoy doing the show and shooting the shit with each other, and all the people that's in chat and stuff is here every week, and we have a great time. But it just didn't grow like we thought it would, so we're going to go a different route and see if that improves it. And we hope that everybody stays with us and enjoys what we're going to be doing, because it's about having a good time, and we enjoy each other's company and doing the show together. So we're going to try this, and if it doesn't work out, then we can always do the other. But I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Josh says next week, Catfish Weekly will be renamed to 2 guys who catfish and 1 old bass fisherman.
Must be him. He must be the old bass fisherman. He's the Dick Pickle Express man. Him and Dockery. Dockery catches more bass than anybody knows about. I'll tell you that right now. I've been in the boat with him when he caught bass. But yeah, I think we'll have a good time with the show, and we'll mess around with it and see how it works. But it's about having a good time, and we do have a good time. We come in and visit with each other before the show. We stay after the show and visit. Besides doing the show together, so you know it's just a fun thing for us to do on Wednesday nights. And let's face it, what else are you gonna do on Wednesday nights?
What else are you going to do any night of the week? This is a fantastic show, Lyle. Don't sell us short here, bud.
That's right.
Best show on YouTube with the best fisherman on YouTube, Troy. Son of a bitch.
Oh, Josh, you're just bad. I'm nothing like your president, Joe. Oh yeah, we can talk about bass fishing. We don't care. We
might, you know what? We might even have a bass show to spite you guys.
Really?
Yeah, we might. It'll have a bass cooking at the end of it, but yeah, well, we might do that. So,
you know, I think I mentioned this the other day, but I was talking with one of the officials at the conservation office the other day. They have a fish hatchery, and I wanted to ask him about taking a tour through the hatchery because I don't want to walk through it. It's really long, and they don't allow any vehicles down through there. And he said, right now you go down there and look around all you want. He said, but all you're gonna see is a bunch of empty ponds because we've emptied them out. And we got to talking about the bass. He said, you catch any bass? I said, hell, I catch a lot more of them than I want. And he said, man, we'd appreciate if you harvest some of those unders because there's a slot. And he said, we want to get some of them out of there. We've been overrun with them. And I can never remember when I get down there what the slot is, so I just throw them all back. But they're not the greatest eating fish in the world, but they're not terrible. You know, they're not terrible. You can throw enough stuff on them, make them tolerable.
Well, Solo Text Adventures is asking if you still make jigs.
I do.
Contact him and he'll sell you all you want. He's got nothing else to do this time. Troy at Real and Virtual Outdoors has something I'm looking forward to seeing what he says. He says, look at the bright side. If rebranding doesn't work, you can always become 2 old gamers. That would be like giving up on fishing and becoming a gamer, Troy, is like giving up on life, buddy. I don't know how else to tell you.
I got to tell you, go back to this phone thing. You know how you scroll down and new stuff comes up and there's a whole bunch of new pages on it? This thing's got like 4 pages of games on it I got to delete. I don't play games on phone or computer or nothing. It's crazy.
Wabash Nate says, Mark needs to cook every other month. Oh, I can do that. Got to eat.
Maybe more often than that because that stuff looked pretty good.
Of course, yeah, look at this. Greg Burgess says, Mark, it would be really old guys if I could join in. You're more than welcome. 100% Greg.
I have to agree. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's basically going to be the same thing. We really didn't stick wholeheartedly to the panfish thing. We tried to, but we always get off on a different tangent. And this way we can do that and
not give a shit.
Not feel guilty about it.
I gotta put a couple dollars in the swear jar tonight. Sorry, folks.
But that's I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and well, that'd be nice, Heather. I need.
Heather Stokes says, if you come here, Dad, I will help you with your phone. He needs all the help he can get.
Like I say, I'm kind of set my ways. I don't like changing stuff. I want everything to work when I touch it. I want it to work like it's supposed to and not break down and not fall in the water.
Troy says, Mark called me a SOB on the last Panfish Nation. My job here is done.
Solo Texas Adventure says, better than grumpy old fisherman. We actually thought about that. We talked about that.
But we want to be inclusive. All the ladies are definitely included. So if we're not the only cranky old anglers, you guys are all honorary cranky old anglers, except for Troy. He's a cranky old gamer. Yeah, right, Lyle?
I think I got it both. But yeah, we're going to be back next Wednesday night, and we're going to have a good time, and you didn't know telling what'll happen.
And
find out.
We'll let you guys know when the Facebook page is up, or how to get us those photos. I'd really appreciate it. It'll help us make the intro, and it's kind of cool to see all the smiling faces at the beginning of the show, but we're going to have to make a change. That next week we'll play the same intro. Maybe I'll just cut the logo off of that, and we can go from there. So it'll be a cool start to a new year. Definitely with the holiday season coming up and stuff, it's good to have new things coming down the road. So, I was speaking of coming down the road, you should get one of those battery powered scooters, Lyle, to get you through that.
No,
those Razor scooters, those two wheelers, get you some video view on that thing.
I have a funny story about that, Mark. When I was in the garage business all them years, I had an old guy that come in that was a Snap-on tool dealer. He'd been around for 100 years, and he come in one day. And my kids was either in high school or already graduated. And he had one of them little electric or gas-powered scooters. I think it was electric. I don't remember now. But anyhow, he was trying to sell me that. I said, dude, I ain't getting on that damn thing. And he said, oh, man, they're a lot of fun. He said, buy it for your kids. I said, my kids are adults. They can buy their own if they want one. And he got it out, and he run up and down the road, and went over, and Crown Food was right directly across the street from the shop, and he went up in their parking lot and turned around and come back and crashed that thing. Broke his wrist. He had to drive home with his arm all messed up, and he had to go to the hospital. He come in the next week, and his arm's out here, and he's got pins all up in the damn thing. I said, hey, how's that scooter working out for you, dude? He didn't have much to say.
Well, Bash Nate says, remember, or reminder, we need another free-for-all live with you two and Creole, adults only live. We may start doing those over the winter, so things will get a little slower fishing-wise if you're not out on the ice and stuff or have open water. So we'll be looking for things to do. We'll probably do some jig tying, and we'll do a little smack talking and a bunch of stuff. We'll do some cooking, and we got plans for the next.
I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
I think what we should do is have a show with you cooking in Chicago area and Creole cooking down in Louisiana at the same
We can do that. I'd be honored to be cooking on the same screen. Did you see Jody put out a potato balls short?
I heard about it, but I haven't seen it yet. It's not popped up on my timeline.
There ain't much to see. That's all I'm going to say, Lyle.
Okay.
Anyways. All right, folks. Well, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you'll like the new branding on the show and the new direction that we're going, and we'll find a way to entertain you more and get more people involved in the fishing community, because not only is it panfish or catfish, it's all fish we're going to do. Right, Lyle?
That's right. That's right.
And a whole lot.
Have some fun.
That's right. That's what it's all about. Life is having fun.
That's right.
Thank you, Joe Buck. We appreciate you. On that note, Lyle, you got any last words?
Go out and fish. It's good for you.
I'm going to say, and with the rebranding, bah humbug, Troy, USOB. Good night.